Today we're mashing in, and I'm going to show you my balls. Dough balls in the mash. Today we're talking about the mash, but to begin with we're going to talk about water again. Usually the first thing you do in your brew day is you fill up your hot liquor tank or pot or whatever you have and start heating up your water to your strike temperature. It's usually best to do this before you do your milling in or weighing your salts because it can take some time for that water to heat up. But you need to target a specific strike temperature. Now what does this mean? This strike temperature is usually about 8 to 10 degrees higher than your mash temperature. Your strike temperature is important because what you're doing is you're blending that hot water with room temperature grains in the hope to hit your mash temperature. Once our water is the right temp, we can mash in. First step is to add our salts once the strike water is above the false bottom. If you have any questions on this, we do have a previous video discussing water. Make sure to go back and check. So we give this a little mix, and now we're ready to start our mash in. So we're going to add our malt in, and in this system we actually pump the strike water up from the bottom. You can kind of see it lifts the mash and makes sure it's really well mixed. The other thing that I'm doing here is obviously stirring very vigorously. It's important that the water soaks every part of the grain so that all the sugars can be extracted during this process. And here we have the aforementioned dough balls. Basically, a dough ball is just a clump of dried grain that sticks together and becomes water impermeable, which means that if you're not mixing vigorously enough, these sugars will be trapped and the water won't, or the wort won't extract those sugars, and you'll have lower efficiency in your mash. Now, we've talked a lot about temperature up to this point, about the strike water being right so that your mash temperature is right. You may be asking, why is that so important? The answer is enzymes. The sugars occurring within the barley are not going to be fermentable by themselves. This is because they're natural long-chain sugars. We need to be able to break these sugars down so that the yeast can actually consume them. What does this is the enzymes, and enzymes are most active at certain temperatures. There are also two types of enzymes inside a mash. The first is your beta and then alpha enzyme. Okay, beta enzymes are more active in the lower range of our mash temperature range. So this is like 64 to about 68 degrees Celsius, whereas the alpha enzymes are more active from that 67 to 70 degrees Celsius. These are really important to stay within those ranges of temperature, and they start to denature or stop working above 70, 72 degrees Celsius. What happens if you do overshoot your temperature? Say your mash ends up close to like 76 degrees, something in this manner, and you denature all your enzymes accidentally. What you're going to end up with is a beer that doesn't fully ferment, and it's going to taste very sweet and have very low alcohol. There you go. That should be what you need to know to get your first mash done. If this video was helpful and you thought the information was good, why not give us a like? Otherwise, check out Cocktail Brewery for merch if you like the shirts, and you guys know the rest. We'll see you next time.